Back to my YouTube channel. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody is fine. So, a lot of schools will be closing today, including my kids' school. And so, I decided to do this video in order to share ideas, informations to parents so that they will be able to know what to do with their kids in this holiday. Because I know there are some people that are housewives, they can probably have enough time for their kids. Whereas there are people that do go work, so they might not have the time to stay with their kids 24/7. So this video will help them know what to do with the kids. So, excuse me, I want to put on the AC. So I am back. Like I said, this video is for parents because I know a lot of schools will be closing today and a lot of parents do not know what to do with their children, especially those that will go to work. So this video is meant for you guys. So I'll be sharing these ideas in two formats. Format one is for people that do not have the money to enroll their kids in summer lessons. And format two is for people that has the means, people that have money, but they don't know what to do with their kids this holiday. So I am starting with people that have the money to pay for summer lessons and all that. There are a lot of things you can do for your children this holiday. Number one of it is, if your children are between the age of 10 upward, 10 to 11, 12, 14, 15. If you don't have the money to pay for summer lessons, this is actually the time that you can start teaching your children how to cook. I know a lot of parents do have maids, nannies, and the rest, but teaching your children how to cook is also one of the survival skills they need to learn, because your children will not stay with you forever. So it is very important for you to also use this holiday to teach your children how to cook, how to prepare good meals. Yes, how to prepare good meals. You can start from teaching them how to cook maybe egg sauce and yam, or rice and stew, or jollof rice, or those your native meals that you know how to prepare very well. You can start teaching them. So that's actually one of the things you can do with your children in this summer holiday. That is, if you don't have the means for summer lessons and vacations. So you can start now to teach your children how to cook. A child that is within the age of 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 by now should be able to know how to do the basics. Boiling water, preparing, all those small meals. So number one of it is teaching your children how to cook, especially in this summer. So number two is, I have seen a lot of parents that their kids do not know how to speak their native languages, and it is not right. So number two of it is, you can use this summer holiday to teach your children how to speak your native language. If you don't have the time to start teaching them how to speak their native languages, you can actually employ somebody to come and be teaching your children how to speak their native language. Like me, for an example, I have 4 children. I am from Anambra State, based in Lagos. Our native language is Igbo language. So my kids are not fluent in speaking Igbo, and I do not have the time to sit and be teaching them. Like, I don't speak Igbo to them, but I also want them to know how to read and write. So what I did was to get them a lesson teacher that comes twice in a week to teach them how to speak their native language and write, not really just speaking, even write. So this summer holiday, you can actually start teaching your children how to speak their native language. Or if they have mastered how to speak their native language and you feel that they need to learn another language, it could be French. You can also enroll them in such. So number 3 is this summer holiday, you have to also start now to start teaching them how to do chores. Because I know by September, a lot of children will be going to secondary school. A lot of children graduate from primary school this August, this July, July. So if your child is warming up for secondary school, this is actually the right time to start teaching your children how to do chores, how to take a proper bath, how to brush his teeth, how to keep his environment clean, how to wash his clothes. So this summer holiday is actually the proper time to start teaching your children things they need to know about personal hygiene and cleanliness. So that's the things you need to start teaching your children, especially in this summer holiday. Your child should be able to know how to keep the environment clean, his clothes, his room. He should be able to, take proper care of himself or herself. Because I have seen children that are between the age of 15, 16, they don't know how to take their bath. So many of them has mouth odor. If you don't teach them these things, how will they learn? It's actually your responsibility as a dad, as a mom, to teach your children all these things. Because if you don't teach them, they might not be able to do it well. So this summer holiday, you have to start teaching them how to take proper care of themselves, to take proper care of their environment, teach them how to cook, teach them the basics, things they need to know. I am still in format 1 because, like I said, they are going to be in 2 categories. So in this summer holiday, I said the first one, I have mentioned a lot of things in my video. So you have to start now to teach them those. Let them know how to cook. It's very important because in as much as we have so many fast food restaurants and all that out there, home cooked meals will always be the best. Because do you know why? Home cooked meals will always be the best because you're sure of what you are eating. The spices using, you are sure of what you are adding. But fast food and the rest, you don't know what they are using to cook. They might add if they are meant to use like 2 pieces of Maggi or 1, they might add 4, 5 and the rest. But if it is what you prepared at home by yourself, you are sure of what you are eating, the environment where the meals are prepared, the ingredients that you are using. I can remember when I'm always eating fast food, not like I don't eat them now, don't get me wrong. There is one particular fast food that I'm always visiting. Then I noticed that at the end of the day, most times I'll start suffering from typhoid. And when I go to hospital, they'll be like, what did you eat? I'll be like, I went to so-so place, I ate so-so places, I drank so-so things. They were like, since you have realized that most times when you eat outside, you end up falling sick, why not prepare your meals at home? That's why I started making sure that most of my meals, I prepare them at home. Even if I'm going to eat outside, it's just something that is like maybe once in a while, maybe once in a week or once in 2 weeks, online before that I'm eating outside. So you see that home cooked meals will always be the best. So it is very important for you to teach children how to prepare their meals. Don't just say they can eat outside. You are not sure of what they are eating, and there are so many diseases in the world now. Kidney failure, typhoid, in fact so many of the liver and all those things, and most of the time it boils down to what we are eating. So use this holiday to teach your children how to keep their environment clean and how to prepare delicious meals. You can start from little things like beans porridge, yam and egg sauce, potato and egg sauce, plantain porridge, those small ones. From there you can now move to soup. So it is very important. So like I said, this video is for parents who don't know what to teach their children or to do with their children in this summer holiday, because a lot of schools will be closing today or next Friday, and they have to spend August and July. Yes, we are still in July. It's ending of July till August. Then September, when school resumes, they're going to spend a month plus with their children. And within this a month plus, you'll be able to achieve a lot by teaching your children all these things. So I'm about to, okay, the third one is, if you don't have the money to take your children for summer lessons and all that, you can actually get them some novels, some books. They will play, then also read. If you notice that your children is not fluent in speaking English and all that, you can get your child a book and let them read those interesting storybooks. Let them read those storybooks. It will help them a lot also. So you can also get them storybooks. Let them read them when they are free from playing or whatever. So I am about to move to section 2. That is summer lessons. You know, like me that is an adult, there are some things I wish I learned before getting married. I actually went to computer school. I can operate a laptop now, but I still wish I learned fashion designing because I love fashion a lot. Had it been I learned fashion designing, with my social media influence, I would have been able to start sewing and, you know, using my myself, market them and all that, and make so much money. Not like anybody is stopping me from learning them now, but I no longer have the time for it. Unlike when I was single and I had a lot of time for myself. Now, motherhood duties, marital duties, in fact, my own personal duties, is not giving me that time to start learning any skills now. So now that your kids are on holiday, there are so many things you can enroll them if they are interested in any. One thing you need to do is this: just sit your children down, ask them what and what do you have interest in. They'll be able to tell you, oh, mommy, I want to learn swimming. Mommy, I want to learn how to play musical instruments. Mommy, I want to learn how to make. Mommy, I want to learn how to barb hair. Mommy, I want to learn this and what. From what the feedback they gave to you, that will enable you know what to, you know, to teach them. What to teach them or what to enroll them in. I see a lot of people coding, talking about modern things that is raining now. It's not about enrolling your children in modern things. Do they have interest in it? Okay, is their what they have interest in? That is what you should work with. If they are interested in learning how to braid hairs or make wigs, make inquiries and enroll them in such. Because one thing about allowing your children to follow what they have interest in is that they are going to do it and do it well, because that is what they have passion for. But when you force your child to go and do this, they will just go and do it in order to fulfill righteousness, in order not to offend their mom. But if it is what they have interest in, they will do it and do it well. So in this summer holiday, sit your children down, find out what they have interest in, and see if it is something that you can afford and pay for it. Let them attend such lectures or lessons. Like I asked my children, I asked 2 of my children, what do they want to learn? One said he wants to go to football academy because he said he wants to be a footballer. The other one is to answer me. I'm still searching where I can find football academy. I've not seen any. So you have to ask your children what they have interest in and enroll them in it. There are so many things. There are so many things that they can learn. It could be swimming. It could be swimming. It could be learning how to make hairs. It could be learning how to barb hairs. It could be learning how to sew clothes, fashion designing, and a business designer. It could be coding. It could be learning how to, you know, to cook, chef. I know that there are some mothers that don't know how to cook. So if you, as a mother, you don't know how to cook, and you notice that your daughter or your son do have interest in cooking, learning how to cook, and actually enroll your child in all those schools where they teach how to cook, then pay and your child will learn it. Just find out things your children have interest in and enroll them in it. Then at home, if you have a Wi-Fi at home, like I have a Wi-Fi in my house, so what I do is sometimes I will tell them, no, it is not all the time that you guys should be watching movies. Today is you have to watch Igbo language, or I will tell them you have to listen to biblical stories. So I will try and put biblical stories to them, maybe story of. So at the end of the day, when they are done watching the movie, I will come and ask them, okay, what did you learn from the story? And they'll be like, oh, mom, it's not good to be greedy, or it's good to be your brother's keeper. You know, you do not necessarily have to take them out and pay for any lessons if you don't have the money. You can actually get a laptop or a tablets, kiddies tablets, download series of educational videos and all that. You know, that kind of video that when they are done watching it, they should be able to learn 1 or 2 lessons. It could be biblical stories, it could be normal stories that happens in our environment. Sometimes you even come up with stories that has to do with humility, kindness. Let them watch it, because as they are watching it, they are also learning. If you just allow them to be watching any movie, you realize that they will end up like children. They love playing there's this game they call robotic. For me, it does not have any moral lesson in it. So sometimes I'll tell them, no games today. You guys have to, to learn to educative stories, so that at the end of the day, you guys will tell me the lessons you learned so far from it. And it's working. Like today, if you watch one live video I did when I was about to drop them to their school, because today is their school party. If you listen to one of my sons, he was telling us a story in which at the end of the story he said, okay, I asked, what is the moral lesson for this story? He said it's not good to be greedy. And that's what they will learn when they watch such educative stories. You will realize that they will end up learning a lot of things that will help them in their daily lives. So find out what your children have interest in. Everybody has their own talent. It's unfortunate that olden days mothers do not, most of them, olden days parents rather, do not support their children's passion. They will be like, they will realize that this child is going to be a good actress because she can act, or she's going to be a good a doctor because she's intelligent and she's very good in science subject. Instead of them to support that child's passion, they will be like, no, you are going to be a lawyer, or no, you are going to be an engineer. They know that this child do not have interest in becoming an engineer and all that. They will force that child to go and study what he or she doesn't have interest in, which doesn't make sense. So the point I'm trying to make is very important for us to find out what our children have interest in. I believe everybody in this world has their own talent. They have something they have passion for. There is nobody on the planet that doesn't have his or her own natural gifted talent. It is left for we parents to discover them and see if it is what we can support them to do. We give them the necessary support, the necessary push that will enable their potentials to shine. There is a support you give to a child. In fact, that child will even say, oh, I don't want my mom's support to be in vain. You see them trying, putting so much effort in order to make it. So find out things your children have interest in and support them. If you don't have the money, maybe because of the economy within the house, you can also, look around, find things that you can do with them, you can teach them. In my previous videos, I once talked about having an interactive section with the children. I said you can sometimes sit down with your children, tell them your life stories, the mistakes you made and all that, then tell them the moral lessons. If you have made a mistake in the past that would have ruined your life if not for the grace of God, sit down with your children in this summer holiday, tell them, see, I did so thing. If just you have to know how to put it in such a way that it will not be a bit embarrassing because some children of these days they are upset. So you have to present it in a way that they will pick the lesson, because it will protect them from making the same mistakes in future. Because in a family there is what we call a pattern. There are some women that they gave birth at home. I am not judging anybody, I'm just giving an instance. There are some women that gave birth at home, maybe out of wedlock, or they were deceived and they ended up becoming a single mother. They knew that they made some mistakes. Some might not be able to tell their children, see, don't be deceived though, some of these guys are not royal. Focus on your studies and all that. They will not tell their children some of their mistakes. And at the end of the day, their children might end up making the same mistakes. So the point I am trying to make is that If you do not want your children to repeat the patterns of those things you did in the past, start now to teach them. Let them know why it is not right to do this. Tell them that how it affected you, and you wouldn't want them to have such emotional trauma. Let them know that in as much as you did some of those things out of useful exuberance, let them know that it is also not right, because they might not have the grace to be able to come out from that situation stronger and wiser. They might not have the grace to be able to overcome all the trials and temptations and the disgrace that came with what you did. It will help them become more wiser in making decisions. So this summer holiday is not about pushing your children outside, go and play, go and play, go and play. It's also a time to teach them the necessary things they need to know, especially for those that do have a lovely family. Let them know that it is not everybody that is kind, that is empathetic, that is understanding like you. Okay? So that they won't go into the world with the mindset that, oh, everybody is kind like me, everybody is understanding like me, everybody is so like me. No, let them know that out there in the world is harsh, and the world is full of evil. Let them know the necessary things they need to know. It will help them go far in life. A lot of children now are going through so much emotional trauma because they were not prepared to face the world. Some of the things they didn't learn at home, they ended up learning it outside in the world, and some of them didn't survive it. I also want to use this opportunity to encourage parents to have an interactive session with their children. Talk to them about peer pressure. Tell them that they can actually make a decision and stand by it, irrespective of whatever anybody is saying, so far as they are on the right track. Because I can remember when I was growing up then, I used to see people smoking, drinking, then in the college. Then, if you are not smoking or doing all kinds of things, they will say you are a Jew guy or a Jew babe. What they mean by you are a Jew guy or a Jew babe is that you don't know what's up. You know, there are people with this kind of mindset. If you are not living a life that, they are not living their kind of life, they will assume that you are pretending or this or that, whereas you might just be living your normal life because you don't want to engage in such. So tell your children that it is very much okay to be a virgin. You don't have to be sleeping around, because when they go into the world, they are going to meet people that will tell them that if they don't sleep around, they might end up feeling pain when giving birth. As if the people that are dying as a result of childbirth and all that, maybe many of them are all virgins. Maybe there are still people that lived a life and still died. Tell them that it's okay to keep themselves. It is okay not to be a drunkard. That it is okay to have self-respect. It is okay not to smoke. Because if you do not prepare them very well for the world, when they get into the university, they are going to meet people that will tell them that, so you don't smoke, you don't drink. So what else are you enjoying in this life? They will make them feel less themselves, that if they don't have this strong self-confidence or self-love or self-respect for themselves, they will end up succumbing in order to belong. So a lot of parents, they do have a lot of work to do. I'm not just making this video because I want to cash out and all that. No, I am using every means to pass a message to parents, because I can remember when I was teaching, I was doing my teaching practice at Queen's College, because I am actually meant to be a teacher. It's just that I don't have the strength. So I try as much as possible to use every means I see in order to pass my message across. Sometimes Facebook, sometimes YouTube. So I've seen a lot of things. That is why I'm making this video. Parents, we have a lot of work to do, because now in this era of social media, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have Quora, we have Facebook, we have Thread, we have Twitter. Anything you fail to teach your children, they will end up learning it from all this app, and fortunately or unfortunately, they might end up learning it in a negative way. Social media is taught. There are lots of negative things, negative stories. In fact, there are so many forces currently on. In fact, I don't know how to put it. So it is left for us parents to start now to be close to our children. Yes. Summer holiday is also another time you can bond with your children. You can take them out. You guys can go for church services, or game centers. If you have the means, you guys can also go on vacation, because that's another way of them getting exposed. They get to see the world, experience different cultures, traditions, and all that. That's them also gaining experiences in different aspects of the world. So as you guys are traveling, also use that opportunity to teach them the necessary things they need to know. Giving birth, it is one thing to give birth, it's another thing to train them and raise them well, and it is another thing to prepare them for the world. Because if you fail to prepare them for the world will do the job for you, and they might end up doing a terrible job for you. So in these summer holidays, sit your children down, find out things they have interest in, and support them in the ones that you can afford. If it is swimming, you can pay for it. If it is coding lessons, you can pay for it. If it is knowing how to make hairs, you can pay for it. If it is knowing how to sew clothes, you can pay for it. If it is anything it could be, support them, and I am sure that at the end of the day they are going to make you proud. Okay, so I think that's all. If there is any other one, I will still come on live and say it. So summer lessons is not when you have to push your children outside. Monitor them. You have to monitor them. Go through their cell phones and be sure that they are not getting pimped or deceived. Because in this era of social media, we have a lot of pedophiles. They are everywhere, hunting for children, trying to ruin people's lives, so many things, even people that are looking for people to take their orders. So it is left for you to protect your children. Monitor what they are doing on social media so that they won't go there and start disgracing you. You know, some teenagers, there is what we call I've forgotten what they call it. Some teenagers, they don't, if they don't have capable hands, monitoring them, you know, trying to guide them, that is when some of them ends up ruining their lives. If you check most of these girls that got pregnant early, if you check their age, they are mostly 16, 17, 18. That is actually when they need this guidance, monitoring, and all that. Guidance is no guidance. I mean, is trying to talk to them one-on-one, counseling. Guidance does not mean beating. And that is when you need to monitor them. If your children are using cell phones, make sure that you know exactly what they are doing with those phones. I have seen people give their children phone, no parental guidance, nothing, and they are on social media. You come on social media, you see two teenagers, boyfriend, they call themselves boyfriend and girlfriend, and they are doing all sort of things. If it is okay by your children having boyfriend and girlfriend at an early age, you have to also monitor what they are doing. No, there is no parent that will be proud to see her daughter of 14 years with unwanted pregnancy. It does not make sense. So, because motherhood is not easy. Some of us are in that journey, are doing it, and we are not complaining that much because we are married to supportive men who probably food the bills or support in the home. Unlike a girl child that is just doing everything on her own with no support. It's a painful situation. So it is left for you now to monitor what your children are doing. Even those places that they are going for those lessons, also monitor to be sure that nobody is deceiving them or trying to involve them into shady lifestyle. Some of these children that started smoking, becoming drug addicts, is just from one sip they got addicted. Some parents were lucky to find out on time and pulled their children out of the school and took them to rehabilitation center. Whereas some people, before they were able to find out, it's already too late. That's why I am insisting on monitoring your children. Monitor them, because it is always easier to cure addiction or at an early stage. When a child starts smoking, maybe first, second, third, it's always easier to cure that child from such addiction than when the child have taken lots of them. That's why you see some people that will go to rehabilitation center and they will still come out and start continue. So you have to monitor your children, your girl child, your boy child. Monitor the kind of friends they are keeping. that, okay, Okechukwu is my neighbor, my son is at Okechukwu's neighbor. How well do you know that Okechukwu, that is his friend? Do you know his lifestyle? Some of these children that started doing all sorts of things, it is as a result of the people they associate with. Wrong association has ruined a lot of lives. Association, sorry, it has ruined a lot of lives. That is why we have to keep monitoring our children to know that they are associating with the right set of people. Yes. So you have to monitor the people they associate with, even in their schools, in the church, in their summer lesson places. Because the English people say bad company corrupts good manners. So they do say bad company corrupts good manners. So it is left for you as a parent to protect children. Okay, the last one is this. There are lots of men and women that are in business. If you are running a business and your child is intelligent, is already an adult, I think you have to also start now to teach your children the rudiments or the process that is involved in your business. I have seen a lot of parents in their old age, they are now trying to force their children to come and take over their business, and their children are interested. Most times it is because those parents didn't start on time to take their children to their business place, teach them necessary things they need to know. You have to start early, because if you are waiting for your children to graduate from university before you can now come and start telling your children to come to your shop or to come and learn your business, they might not have interest in such business. But when you start early to tell your children, okay, this container, this is how it is being processed. In container, we have 100 crates of drinks. I buy from this company. You know, it is not a must that you have to tell them everything that has to do with your business, but let them know the basics. That will actually help them pick interest in the business, especially when they're on holidays. So if you're a business person, you have a company, you can actually tell your child, okay, next month you are going to resume work in my company and I'm going to pay you salary, you have to work. Just fix your child in one aspect of your company, let them work and maybe learn one or two things before they resume school. That will enable your child pick interest in your business, so that tomorrow when you are already old, tired and worn out, it will be easier for your child to take over your business and continue where you stop and manage it well. So there are lots of things you can do with your children this summer holiday. There are so many of them. So it is left for you to sit down, plan things well, and know the one that will work for you and your children. I know economy or situation of things in the world is too bad. A lot of people are suffering, a lot of people are hungry, a lot of people are homeless, and so many of them. So if you can be able to, if you have a roof over your head but you don't have the money to take them out for summer lessons, you can plan with your children and do whatever it is that you can do for them at home. Teach them the necessary things they need to know. Okay, so that's just it. I'm not feeling sleepy, and it is not actually a must to watch my videos. Okay, people that love my kind of content, they don't have any problem watching it. You are the one that needs to get out of my video because you are obstructing my view. Okay, people that knows the importance of having a nice family, raising intelligent children, they don't have any problem with my video. So it is you that actually needs to move. I don't want to use the exact word you used. So you are the one that needs to move, so that people that are interested, that knows the value of the knowledge I am passing across, they will watch it and learn. Because the joy of every mom or every dad is to have responsible children. Children that will make you proud, children that will go into the world and be of good behaviors, children that you won't be sleeping peacefully at night and they will and you get a call that your child is doing this or doing that. It's a thing of joy that in your old age, your offsprings, your children are making you proud. Messi, Ronaldo, and the rest. They are people's children, and their parents are proud of them. So you have to put in the work. You have to start now to support them. You can imagine if Ronaldo, if the mom or the dad, whoever, didn't support him, he might not have gotten to that level. So that is why I said in my video, you have to find out what your children have interest in and support them. Most of these great people you see in the world, if you check, it's because they have that support. It could be from their mom. You could imagine if nobody supported them, or if they didn't have anybody that gave them that push, they would have gotten to that level. So instead of coming to my video to tell me to get out and all that, which is quite disrespectful, because it's actually showing that you lack good upbringing. If you are from a home with good morals and you had a good upbringing, you shouldn't be on social media and abusing people. It shows you're a toxic person. So you need to work on yourself also, so that you won't end up raising children that will behave like you. So like as I was saying, this video is for parents that don't know what to do with their children this summer holiday. You can teach them how to cook. I'm just trying to summarize my video. You can teach them how to cook. You can teach them how to keep their environments clean. Teach them how to take proper care of themselves via personal hygiene and cleanliness. Teach them how to, let them learn their native language or any other foreign language. You can enroll them in a summer lesson where they can go and learn how to sew clothes, how to make hairs, how to do all sorts of things that will help them become somebody in future. I have friends. One is she went to school, she studied law, but now she's a fashion designer and she's doing so well. Going to school is just for one to have that knowledge. Most times, at the end of the day, people end up not even practicing with what they studied. Instead, they will start practicing the skills that they learned. So even if you want your children to go to university and all that, still let them have a knowledge of one or two skills. It will help them survive anywhere they find themselves. Okay, so fine, look at things they have interest in. Pay for it, support them so that they will, have the knowledge. It could be computer lessons too. It could be anything. It could be blogging. A lot of people are making money on social media. It could be social media marketing. It could be a lot. Just research, find out what your children have interest in and teach them. Even you as a parent, if you're on break, you can also look out for anyone you have interest in. What I do is sometimes if I am free, there is this app I normally enroll in their online courses. They call it Udemy. The second one is Coursera. Sometimes I will enroll myself in their online courses in order to learn one or two things, in which at the end of the day they will give me my certificate and I'll just download it and keep it on my email. So never stop learning. Even you as an adult, as a mom, as a dad, if you see any opportunity to upgrade yourself, take it. Because that's what will always make you stand out there. There are some people that can't have a meaningful conversation. They don't read. They are not interested in their own personal growth and development, which is very bad. So as I'm encouraging parents to also find out things that children have interest in, it's me also encouraging parents also to look out for what they have interest in and also do it. The goal is to be a mom or a dad our children will always be proud of. I have read stories of how some children are not proud of their mom or their dad because probably their dad or their mom didn't work on themselves in order to improve or become a better version of themselves, or probably because their children are just stupid, whatever. So the point is, never stop working on yourself, becoming the best version of yourself. As you are investing in your children, also invest in yourself. Also invest in yourself. As you are investing in your children, invest in yourself, so that your children will also be proud of you. When you attend their school functions and they'll be like, guy, this is my mom, this is my dad, they will also be proud. So never stop investing in yourself. Take good care of yourself as a mom, as a dad. Work on yourself, okay? There is a stage you get to in life. Your goal should be continuous personal growth and development. Some of the things I used to do 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I have trashed them because it's actually bringing problem to me instead of making me grow. And that's what every reasonable person should always do. You should always strive to, to grow, to do things that will make you become a better version of yourself, because you are like a mirror. Your children are copying you. I've seen cases of when a man is abusive, at the end of the day, his son will become abusive. It's because the son ended up copying the dad. It is now left for the son to work on himself in order to become a better version, in order not to be like his dad. So that's just it. As my children are growing, sometimes when they exhibit attitude, I already know where it is coming from. If it is me, because sometimes due to their attitude, it always makes me to shout. And I've realized that sometimes one of my sons, when he's angry, he will start shouting. I'll be like, this boy is already copying you. I'll just pinch myself and start working on myself. So no matter how angry I am and I want to start shouting at them, I'll be like, I'll just, calm myself down, because the truth of the matter is, most of the time, our children copy what we do. They copy what they see you do. And that is why we have to lead by example. Lead by example. So, and for you to lead by example, you need to continuously work on yourself and drop any bad habits you do not want to see your children exhibiting outside there. Because if you fail to do so, your children will go out there and disgrace you. You can imagine attending school function and you hear that your child is always fighting, or is always beating people, is always abusive. And within you know it's your own attitude. Will you be happy? You will not be happy. That is why, as your children are growing, you have to start dropping those bad habits that you wouldn't want your children to exhibit out there. Because these children, they have a way of disgracing people out there. So that is why I also said that as you are trying to polish your children, support them and all that, you also stop working on yourself. So that's it. That's all for today. I want to dress up because I have a lunch date with my friend and my son also. So I want to go out there and enjoy ourselves. So don't forget to subscribe. After watching this video, tell me how you feel in the comment section. And if there is any topic you would like to see me talk about, you can also tell me about it in the comment section. And if it is what I am knowledgeable in, most of my area of concentration has to do with family, parenting, lifestyle. Anything aside this, I don't really have much. I might have one or two, but I like teaching what I have practiced or what I am knowledgeable in. So anything that I'm not that much knowledgeable in, I try as much as possible to avoid it, because that's actually me deceiving people by talking about it, unless if I decide to research about it and all that. So I think that's all for today. As a mom, as a dad, take care of yourself. Always pray for your children, because there are so many forces out there. And your prayer has been protecting your children from negative energies, from every evil plans of the enemies and all that. So always pray for your children. Teach them how to pray. I missed this particular point in my video. So teach your children how to pray. If you are not a Christian, you don't believe in God, okay, teach them how to make positive affirmations, because it will help build their self-esteem. I have seen people try to talk down on me just because I love myself. They'll be like, oh, what is she feeling like? Oh, she's arrogant, she's this, she's that. Just because I love myself. Oh, they have never had any encounter with me, or no business with me, but they have already concluded that woman, she's full of herself, simply because I love myself. So your children will always come across people that will try to talk down on them. So you always have to, let them know the power of positive emotions. Let them believe in themselves, because that's the only way they will survive in this world. If I do not love myself or believe so much in myself, a lot of things I have read or seen or about me would have made me to start feeling depressed and all that. But I don't care. I don't send people that much. So far as you're not value to my life, you're not my husband, you're not my mom, you're not my dad, you're not my children, you're not my friend, and you're not a positive person. Whatever opinion you have of me is none of my business. So a lot of parents should build their children to love themselves. Yes, they should be open to taking corrections. Though, despite the fact that I love myself, I'm also open to taking corrections, especially when it will improve my well-being. So also use this opportunity to teach your children to love themselves, to take care of themselves, because if they fail to do so, Out there, they are going to meet all kinds of people. There are lots of people that lack love in their life. There are lots of people that are just bunch of sadists. In fact, anything positive, anything good triggers them. Anything that is of good triggers the demon in them. And if your child do not love him or herself, it's going to be a problem, because you have to love yourself. Because you have to love yourself in order to survive in this world. I have seen cases of children committing suicide just because a classmate said, oh, you have big head, or your mouth is big, or fat. The next thing, they'll start taking sniper just to kill themselves. So you have to prepare your children very well to be strong in order to survive this world. Because if they are not strong, now shaggy awaits them. Let them also know how to stay away from trouble. Let them stay away from trouble, because there are so many troublesome people in the world out there. Let them know that as they are staying away from trouble, the people will call them coward, fear, and the rest. Tell them that it's okay. Let them just accept it in good faith and continue to stay away from trouble. Because there are lots of people that the only thing that gives them joy is where there is chaos. An environment that is peaceful, they don't like it. They don't like a peaceful environment. They don't like positive people. They don't like anything that is of good. They only thrive in negativity and chaos. So if your child is the kind of person that thrives in positivity and order, tell them to avoid negative people, toxic people, people that thrives in negativity and chaos. If not, if they bring such people into their life, they will end up causing a lot of confusion, a lot of, in fact. So teach them all these things. Whenever the inspiration comes in my brain, this video I am making, I did not study anything, I did not jot down anything. As it is coming as an inspiration in my brain, that's exactly how I am talking about it. It's just something that I am gifted. So as it is coming, I am teaching them. I might wake up tomorrow morning and I'll get an inspiration to talk about this or that. I will just set my camera and start talking, and it will be flowing. So prepare your children very well for the world. I am not just making this video because I want to talk. I am also practicing it. Sometimes I will sit my children down, we'll keep talking, telling them, see, because my third son is very kind-hearted. He's always willing to help people. I'll tell him, helping people is good though, but always listen to your instincts. If you feel something is not just right, don't do it. Don't be a people pleaser. If you feel that, no, when you start having some mixed feeling, just pause. Don't always be in a rush to help people. Because I've seen people trying to help people in the airports, trying to help them carry their loads. At the end of the day, the immigration realized that the load was filled with cocaine and all that, and that is how some people ended up in jail for a crime they did not commit. So when you notice your child is too kind-hearted, always willing to help us, sit that child down. Let them also know the bad side of being too kind-hearted. Because these evil people always look out for people that have light in them, all these kind-hearted people, and ruin their lives. So let them also know when to say yes, when to say no, when to be kind, when to say no and mean it. It is better for people to say, oh, that one is a wicked person, even when you know you are not a wicked person, than for them to say, that one, no more. They will use you. They will so much use you in this life, and if you are not careful, you will die before your time. That's why we see people say, oh, kind-hearted people suffer a lot. Most times, it's because they always think with their emotions. They don't use their brain, they don't pause. And when you're always making decisions based on your emotions, you will keep making mistakes. So teach your children all these things, the positive side of life and the negative side of life, the things they need to know, things they need to avoid, the kind of people they need to avoid. I made a lot of mistakes in life, and it has to do with my association, because I'm someone that likes to, mingle with people, relate with people, and because I didn't want people to see me as somebody that is feeling too big. They used to say it in the past, that woman, she's always feeling too big. Or maybe because she's rich. Or maybe because her husband is rich. I say, oh, I'm just on my own, minding my business. So they say I was feeling too big. Immediately I started to start mingling with people. Now so scandalful everywhere. And now I've gone back to my old self, minding my business and relating with people my spirit accepts. So why am I saying this? Tell your children that it is very much okay not wanting to relate with a certain set of people. Just greet them and keep it moving. Because there are some people you will get yourself entangled with. They will mess you up. So all these things are things you need to teach your children. If you know some of the mistakes you have made in the past that you are not proud of, if you don't want to tell them the full story, the lessons you learn from it, find a way to summarize it and teach your children. That is you preparing them for the world. I've seen a lot of people say things like children needs to be street smart and all that. Make research on how to be street smart and teach your children. Okay? So that's all for today. See you guys next time, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.